You sit down, your dog comes over, and there it is, the warm, insistent lick. On your hand, your arm, maybe, if you let them, your face. We call them kisses. We assume they mean love. And we are partly right, but only partly. Because it turns out that when your dog licks you, they could be telling you any of several completely different things. Yes, sometimes it is affection. But sometimes it is a question. Sometimes it is a request. Sometimes it is your dog gathering information about you. And sometimes, this is the important one, it is a sign that something is not quite right. Most people lump all licking together and call it kisses. But your dog is far more specific than that. Every lick has a reason. And once you learn to read them, you will understand something your dog has been communicating to you this whole time. By the end of this video, you are going to understand every reason your dog licks you, how to tell affection from anxiety, and a request from a habit. When licking is healthy and sweet, and the specific situations when it is your dog quietly telling you they are stressed or even unwell. So the next time your dog licks you, you will actually know what they are saying. Let's get into it. Here is the key thing to understand before we start. Licking is not one behavior with one meaning. It is one action that dogs use for many different purposes. A bit like how a human touch can mean comfort or greeting or excuse me or I need you, all depending on context. So our job is not just to learn that dogs lick. It is to learn to read the context around the lick, because that context is what tells you what it actually means. Everything here is grounded in real behavioral science and what we understand about canine communication. And by the end, you will be able to look at your own dog's licking and know exactly what is behind it. Stay with me. To understand why your dog licks you, we have to start at the very beginning, because licking is one of the oldest and most instinctive behaviors a dog has. It begins at birth. A mother dog licks her puppies constantly to clean them, to stimulate them, to comfort them, to bond with them. It is one of the very first experiences of care a dog ever has. Licking, from the first moments of life, is tied to comfort, safety, and connection. And it goes both ways. As puppies grow, they lick their mother and their littermates. Puppies would even lick around their mother's mouth, a behavior rooted in the instinct to ask for food. In the wild, this licking would encourage the mother to bring food. So from the earliest age, licking becomes associated with care flowing in both directions, receiving it and asking for it. This is the deep root of everything your dog does when they lick you. That instinct, licking as bonding, as comfort, as communication, as a request for care, never goes away. It is wired in from birth. So when your adult dog licks you, they are drawing on one of the most ancient and emotional behaviors in their entire repertoire. A behavior that, from the very start of their life, meant closeness, safety, and love. That is the foundation. Now let's look at all the specific things your dog might be telling you when they lick you today. Here are the main reasons your dog licks you. Most dogs do several of these, and the meaning depends on which one is happening. 1. Affection and bonding. Yes, the classic one is real. Licking releases pleasurable, bonding chemicals in a dog's brain, and it echoes that early life experience of comfort and connection. When your relaxed, happy dog gently licks you, they genuinely are expressing affection and strengthening your bond. These really can be kisses. 2. They taste good to your dog. Less romantic, but true. Your skin is salty, especially after exercise, and it carries the flavors of whatever you have touched or eaten. Sometimes a lick is simply your dog enjoying the taste of you. Not an insult, just honest. 3. Gathering information. A dog's sense of taste and smell are deeply connected, and licking is a way of investigating. When your dog licks you, they may be reading you, learning where you have been, what you have touched, even something about your emotional state through the chemistry of your skin. It is a form of information gathering, 4. Seeking attention. Dogs are brilliant at learning what works on us, and licking almost always gets a reaction. We laugh, we pet them, we talk to them. If licking reliably earns your attention, your dog learns to use it. This is a learned request. Notice me. 5. Asking for something. Rooted in that puppy instinct of licking to ask for food, adult dogs may lick as a way of requesting food, a walk, play, or care. It is a polite, inherited way of saying, "I need something from you." 6. Empathy and comfort. Dogs often lick their people when they sense distress. If you are upset and your dog comes to lick you, they may be responding to your emotional state, offering comfort in the same way their mother once comforted them. It is care flowing from them to you. 7. It soothes them. Licking releases calming chemicals in a dog's brain. So sometimes a dog licks simply because it makes them feel better. It is self-soothing, a way of managing their own emotions. This one is usually healthy, but as we will see, it can sometimes tip into something worth watching. Affection, taste, information, attention, requests, empathy, self-soothing. 7 different messages, all delivered through the same simple lick. So how do you tell which one you are getting? Quick, before we decode them, think about when your dog licks you most. Is it when you come home? When you are relaxing on the couch? When you are upset? When they want dinner? Picture the moment your dog licks you the most. Hold on to it, because in a minute, that context is going to tell you exactly what your dog means. Let's keep going. The secret to reading a lick is always the same. Look at the context and the body language around it. The lick itself is just the word. The context is the sentence. Let's decode the common ones. When it is affection, the setting is calm. Your dog is relaxed, loose body, soft eyes, gentle energy. The licking is easy and unhurried, often while you are being close and quiet together. A relaxed dog gently licking you in a peaceful moment is almost certainly showing love. When it is a request, the licking comes with focus and often a target. Your dog licks you, then looks at the door or the food bowl or their leash. There may be a little whine, a paw, an insistent energy. The lick is paired with clear, "I want that" signals. Follow their attention and you will usually find what they are asking for. When it is attention-seeking. This one often happens when you have been ignoring your dog, on your phone, busy, distracted. The lick arrives right when your focus is elsewhere, and it stops the moment you engage. If licking appears exactly when your dog is being ignored and ends when they get your attention, that is what it is about. When it is comfort or empathy, the context here is your emotional state. If you are crying, upset, or unwell, and your dog comes to lick you gently, they are responding to you. This licking is soft, focused on you, and tied to your feelings, not their wants. When it is self-soothing, watch for licking that happens in stressful moments, during a thunderstorm, in a tense situation, or when your dog seems anxious. Here the licking is more about regulating their own emotions than communicating with you. This is the one that shades into the next section, because sometimes self-soothing licking is a sign your dog needs help. So the rule, once again, never read the lick alone. Read the whole picture. Calm and close, affection. Focused on a target, a request. Right when you are distracted, attention. Tied to your sadness, comfort. Tied to their stress, self-soothing. The lick is the same. The story around it tells you the truth. Now the part that matters most for your dog's well-being. Because while most licking is healthy and sweet, there are specific patterns that are your dog telling you something is wrong. The first warning sign is excessive, compulsive licking. If your dog licks constantly, themselves, you, surfaces, objects, in a way that seems driven and hard to interrupt, that is not affection. Compulsive licking is often a sign of stress, anxiety, or even boredom. The dog is using that self-soothing chemistry to try to cope with something they cannot resolve. The second is licking one spot on their own body over and over. If a dog fixates on licking a particular part of themselves, a paw, a leg, until the fur thins or the skin becomes irritated, that can signal pain, itching, allergies, or anxiety. It is a red flag worth a vet visit. The third is licking that suddenly increases or changes. Any behavior that appears abruptly or ramps up quickly is worth paying attention to. A sudden surge in licking can be linked to stress, discomfort, or a health issue. Dogs often express physical or emotional problems through changes in behavior, and licking is a common one. And the fourth is excessive licking of you paired with other stress signals: lip licking, yawning, pacing, a tense body. When licking comes bundled with these signals, it is likely part of an anxious state, not a loving one. Here is the simple way to hold all this. Relaxed, occasional, context-appropriate licking is healthy and normal, usually love, communication, or a simple request. But licking that is compulsive, fixated, sudden, or wrapped in stress signals is your dog asking for help. Know your dog's normal. And if their licking changes into something driven or obsessive, do not dismiss it as a quirk. Listen to it. It may be the clearest way they have of telling you something is wrong. If you are learning to read your dog more clearly through all of this, subscribe. Decoding what your dog is telling you in all the small, everyday ways is exactly what this channel is for. That's it. Now, should you even let your dog lick you? Let's finish with that. So what should you actually do about your dog's licking? Should you allow it? Discourage it? Here's a balanced way to think about it. First, a bit of affectionate licking is completely fine and healthy for most people. It is a normal way your dog bonds with you, and there is no need to stop it if you are comfortable with it and both of you are healthy. It is one of the genuine pleasures of the bond. Second, it is reasonable to set limits, and that is okay too. If you do not want to be licked on the face, or it is too much, you are allowed to gently redirect. You are not rejecting your dog's love, you are just setting a boundary, which is a normal part of any relationship. Redirect calmly to a toy or a different kind of affection. Third, do not reward attention-seeking licking if it is becoming excessive. If your dog has learned to lick constantly for attention, calmly not reacting, and instead giving them attention at other times, teaches them they do not need to lick to be noticed. Fourth, and most importantly, pay attention to the licking that is a signal. If you see the compulsive, fixated, or stress-linked licking we talked about, do not just manage the behavior, address the cause. That might mean more enrichment and exercise, reducing a source of stress, or a checkup with your vet. The licking is information. Use it. The goal is not to stop your dog from licking. It is to understand it, to enjoy the loving licks, set gentle limits where you need to, and listen closely when the licking is trying to tell you something. Here is what I hope stays with you. That simple lick, the one you have felt 1,000 times, carries more than you ever realized. It reaches all the way back to the first moments of your dog's life, to a mother's care, to the deepest instinct they have for comfort and connection. When your dog licks you, they are drawing on that ancient language of love and care. Most of the time, they are telling you something warm. I am bonded to you. I am asking you. I am comforting you. I am here. And now you can tell the difference. Now you can recognize the loving lick from the anxious one, the request from the habit. Now, when your dog licks you, you can actually listen and answer, because that is what all of this is really about. Not stopping your dog from doing the things they do, but understanding them, meeting them halfway, learning their language so that the love flowing between you can flow in both directions clearly. So the next time your dog licks you, and it is that soft, calm, loving kind, let them. And know that in their oldest, sweetest language, your dog is telling you the same thing they have been telling you all along. I love you. and I am so glad you are mine. So tell me, when does your dog lick you the most? Come home? Couch time? When you are sad? Drop it in the comments and tell me your dog's licking habit. I read every single one and I love seeing the patterns. And if this helped you understand your dog a little more deeply, subscribe. Learning their language is the closest thing there is to hearing them speak. Because the more you understand your dog, the better life gets for both of you. And that is always worth showing up for.